of these past few weeks, we've been following the Miss Grand International 2025 competition, and now it is finally time to do our final predictions for Miss Grand 2025. Of course, a lot has been revealed over the past few weeks when we've been seeing the girls all together and being able to compare them against each other, especially when it comes to all of the preliminary activities that have been happening. So in this video, I like to think that I'm making an educated guess, but you obviously never know. With this organization in particular, it is sort of difficult because they do have weird metrics for what they like. For example, it is okay for the girls in Miss Grand International to be attempting backflips in heels on stage, which might explain why there are so many injuries at this year's competition. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into my top 20 prediction for Miss Grand International 2025. Now at number 20, I do have South Africa, which is my home country, and she just about barely made it onto this list just because I felt like she did deliver sleek and confident performances during the preliminary competition. But I do think that there are other women, 19 of them in fact, that are just a tiny bit more deserving of the crown over my birth country of South Africa. So at number 19, I have the Netherlands. She definitely grabbed my attention during the course of the whole competition. Her poise and on-stage charisma to me is undeniable. She definitely stood out to me, and I think that if she were to place, she would be deserving. At number 18, I have Colombia. For Colombia, I would say that she definitely has that Colombian sass and sexiness, and these are things that are valued highly within the Miss Grand International ecosystem. So I think that there is definitely a very high likelihood of seeing Colombia in the top 20. At number 17, I have India, and for this one, who knows whether or not she will place, because Miss Grand International do have some problems with India right now. Not necessarily this particular contestant, but they did have the reigning Miss Grand International 2024 who was an Indian candidate. She did resign, and I think that that has made a bit of an awkward situation between Miss Grand and India right now. But this candidate in particular, I thought that she was very good at prelims and would therefore be deserving of a placement at Miss Grand International in the top 20 this year. At number 16, I have Mexico. I think that Mexico's candidate is so beautiful. She has proven herself to be very photogenic. I also felt like she was reasonably strong during all of the preliminary activities, especially the preliminary competition, as well as the national costume competition. I did think that she was reasonably strong during all of that. At number 15, I have Spain. Now, I don't know if this is just a personal favorite or what, but to me, Spain is so very charming. She comes across as so fun and flirtatious, which again are things that are highly valued and prized within the Miss Grand International ecosystem. She just seems very youthful and like she's a good time overall. I think that she has the ability to charm the judges just like she has charmed me, hence why she is in my top 20. At number 14, I have Venezuela. Now, she comes obviously with this classic Venezuelan pageant polish and gravitas. Obviously, she did well during the preliminary competition, as Venezuela usually does. These women have amazing stage presence, and I definitely think that this year Venezuela's candidate is deserving of a top 20 placement. At number 13, another personal favorite of mine, the Dominican Republic. I thought that she has been showing lots of confidence and presence within the past few weeks, especially when it comes to on-stage performances. I also think that she's absolutely beautiful and stunning to look at. She's so statuesque and gorgeous. I just love the Dominican Republic this year. At number 12, I have the Czech Republic. I felt like she had strong presence in the competition thus far, far as well. I see that a lot of people actually love the Czech Republic for the crown this year. I thought that she was very good when it came to all of the preliminary activities as well, and would therefore be more than deserving of a top 20 placement if she is able to get that. At number 11, I have Indonesia, and I felt like Indonesia has such charm and presence about her. She especially won me over when it came to the preliminary swimsuit competition. I do like Indonesia's candidate this year. There is just something about her that's so magnetic to me. Stepping into the top 10 now, getting very serious, I have Canada. Her prelims performances showed me that she can truly hold her own among, you know, the powerhouse countries of pageantry. I actually liked her even before the girls started arriving. Just everything that I've been seeing from her, I feel like Canada has put in the work in order to stand out amongst all of the other sash factor sort of countries, and she would definitely, I think in my opinion, be deserving of a top 10 placement. At number 9, I have Peru, our injured diva who was walking with sneakers and a knee guard on stage. She has won us over. Let's just be honest, her energy is just so electric. You can just feel that this woman has a lust for life. She is so vivacious and it's just charming. She is extremely charming, and I think that we might see her ending up in the top 10. At number 8, I have Martinique, a contestant which I love for a completely different reason. She has just an undeniable quiet confidence about her. She is a force to be reckoned with. But more than that, when you look at her, you just get the sort of sense that she knows who she is. I don't know, I might be getting into the weeds here a little bit, but Martinique to me is also so undeniably beautiful and stunning, and she has the performances on stage to match. I think that we might see Martinique in the top 10, or at least I hope we do, at least top 20, but Martinique is definitely deserving of a placement at Miss Grand International this year. At number 7, I have Ecuador. Ecuador to me is just so charming. She is the quintessential grand girly. She has such vibrant energy, and she's also a big crowd favorite. So this isn't just a me thing. A lot of people can see the potential in Ecuador, and if you've seen her on stage, there is no way that you can't love her. She is just so full of energy and life, and she has that grand it factor. Then at number 6, I have Tanzania. Her prelims performances have made her stand out so much. She is absolutely impossible to ignore. When she is on stage, all eyes are on her. It is undeniable that Tanzania has an exceptionally strong candidate for Miss Grand International this year, and I wouldn't even be surprised if we end up seeing Tanzania in the top 5. But speaking of the top 5, now it is time to get extremely serious and get into the runners up for this year. As my 4th runner up, I have the United Kingdom. What I love about the United Kingdom's candidate this year is that she has been so exceptionally intentional. She has delivered, she has thought about this journey, and you know, the United Kingdom is not a sash factor country. They don't really do well often in pageantry, but she has delivered throughout. Even with the national costume competition, her national costume was sensational to me, and she has just curated her journey in a way where she has been able to deliver consistently, which is something that I absolutely love about the United Kingdom, and I would love to see her as a runner-up, or potentially even as the winner at Miss Grand International this year, because I think that she would be very deserving. At number 4, a country which definitely does have the sash factor, and for good reason, is the Philippines. She has obviously delivered consistently strong performances throughout the competition. Obviously, her training has not failed her. I've said this once and I'll say it again. The Philippines has the best coaches and trainers when it comes to pageantry, and this woman in particular is such a good example of this, because she has been delivering amazingly throughout the competition and would definitely be deserving of a top 5 placement, if not the crown itself. As my second runner-up, I have Guatemala, the face. I just think that she has the most gorgeous face in this competition. Probably she is just someone who has won over the judges and the viewers alike. Her charm is also undeniable. She definitely has the front runner spot right now. A lot of people would love to see her winning this year's competition, and I wouldn't mind her winning either, because I just think that she is absolutely gorgeous. She has this grand it factor about her. I think that Guatemala definitely deserves a spot in the top 5. Now for the first runner-up position, I have Thailand. Now, I don't know. Thailand to me could win this year's competition. Honestly, I would definitely be all the way behind it if Thailand won, because she has proven to me over and over throughout the past few weeks that she really is that girl. You know, her stage presence in prelims was what really sold it to me. She has the flair and the personality really to win the grand crown, and I wouldn't be surprised if she did. And lastly, guys, my winner for Miss Grand International 2025 is Ghana. In her preliminary interview, she revealed having Broadway and streaming experience, and this sort of entertainment industry experience I think is something that is valued at Miss Grand. She has depth to her as well. Her performances have been consistently strong yet effortless, and even for Miss Grand, she comes across as authentic, which is something that I love. Obviously, she has experience in pageantry. She was once top 16 at Miss USA, but besides that, I just think that Ghana is bringing something so unique to the Miss Grand organization this year. Let's be honest, she is sort of like the Zozi Binitunzi of Miss Grand International this year. She is bringing a unique type of beauty that is not represented often anymore on the pageant stage, especially since COVID. I think like she is placing a lot of value, whether it's intentional or not, on natural beauty, which I think is still very, very important. And so we don't know if the Miss Grand organization will crown her, but if I had to choose one girl to take away the crown because of what she will be able to represent to the rest of the world, it would be Ghana, because to me she just has everything that is necessary for the title and more. So yes guys, that was my prediction for Miss Grand International 2025. Very exciting. I am so excited by a lot of the women competing at Miss Grand International this year. We know that we've had our issues with Miss Grand in the past, but heaven knows, the women competing at this pageant this year are exceptional. There are so many women who I think can bring so much to the table in the world, not even only in the pageant world, but in the world at large, especially women like Ghana, for example, who live so unapologetically, who bring attention to natural beauty, things like that, that are very important when we are watching pageantry and idolizing these women. I think that we forget that these women are role models, and so for Miss Grand, my issue has always been sort of the fact that a lot of the times it feels like it's making a mockery out of pageantry. But women like Ghana, women like Thailand this year, basically my whole top 20, these are women that prove that you can make a structure like Miss Grand International, which is a lot of the time focused on silliness, extraness, etc. You can still make it work to be an impactful platform, and I think that that is what's important to promote. So let me know what you guys think, not to get all philosophical on you, but I do think that these things are important and these women are role models at the end of the day. So let me know what you guys think. I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.